They gave you an artificial heart?
Yeah.
How many bars does the battery show?
1.
You got 1 hour. Keep your body electrically charged to keep it pumping. If you can get hold of your heart, I'm reasonably sure I can put it back in.
Co-host, there comes a time when a movie just says, fuck it.
Oh, yeah. And boy, does this movie say fuck it. And fuck you while we're at it.
Yeah.
Fuck everybody. Fucking everybody in their minds. Crank 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Boy,
High voltage. Taking it to the extreme.
Man, let me tell you something. In those times when a movie does say fuck it, it can either, it sometimes it goes horribly wrong, or it can just be totally badass.
Oh, yeah. And woo.
And
Talk
this
about
movie,
some bad assery.
This movie is bad, as you say. It is bad assery.
Yes.
When I heard that they were making a sequel to Crank, I was like, okay, that's just gonna be shitty.
But I was like that movie was fucking nuts as it is. I'm like, how can anyone top that? I mean,
because in the first Crank, first of all, it was crazy.
It was crazy.
And then at the end of the movie, hey, you can say spoiler whatever, people. It's been how many years since that movie's been out?
Yeah.
But at the end of the movie, Jason Statham, who plays the lead character in that, he dies at the end.
Oh, yeah.
Motherfucker falls from a helicopter. It lands on a car and falls and looks at the camera, and they pretty much tell you, this dude is gone.
This movie's over.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
It's almost like we ain't gonna have a sequel. But yet, we will have a sequel.
Of course. Yes, in the movie universe, never say never. Thank God.
So in the first movie, it was kind of like that movie DOA, where a guy is poisoned, and he has only a limited amount of time to find out who his killer is.
You're talking about the video game, right?
No, that's the one. That's the movie with all the volleyball chicks fighting each other.
I was about to say, I was like, this had nothing to do with DOA, Corey. What are you talking about?
No, I'm talking about Dead on Arrival. There's a movie called that, and this movie is like Dead on Arrival, except like it's on LSD or something, on cocaine.
It's on speed. It's on it's on Red Bull times 100.
Yeah, Jason Statham in that movie, he gets poisoned, and he says, you know what? Fuck it, I'm going to go out and find out who did this, and they're going to pay. I don't care if I'm dying or not.
I'm going to get answers.
Exactly,
yes.
Except the catch in that movie is that for him to keep going, he has to keep his adrenaline up.
Right.
So he has to do things like start fights with people, getting car chases, have sex in the middle of the street.
Yes.
And then at the end of the movie.
The only way to do it.
Yeah, he has a fight with a guy falling from the sky. That guy obviously dies, and then he says, all right, I'm done. Bam, splat.
That's it. Yep.
But in this movie, they don't even try to explain how he comes back to life. You can pretty much edit those two movies together. You can,
you can.
You can cut the credits out, Crank, and cut off the beginning of Crank 2, and the movie can just be one long movie, because in Crank 2, he hits the ground, and to show you he's not dead, the only thing that's different is that he blinks. So, he's still alive.
Right.
So immediately after that,
right after the truck,
these Chinese guys pull up in the van.
The extreme van pops in,
and
snatches his ass up
with a shovel. They scrape him off the ground.
Yeah, they scrape him up, throw him in the back of the fucking van, and the movie has begun.
And they take him to a house where these two Asian guys are operating on him.
They gut him
to
high heaven,
and they take out his heart and replace it with an artificial heart.
Right.
And now Jason Statham, he's looking around. He's kind of conscious. He's like, what the fuck is going on here? And he sees, like, not only have they taken his heart now, but they're about to take everything else, including his dick.
His wiener.
His penis. And when he sees that, he says, and it's like any man, they'd be like, hell no.
No, you are not stopping me from banging fucking Amy Smart. No.
So he just goes nuts. He gets up off that table. He beats the shit out of everybody. And from that point on, he's running looking for whoever took his heart. Now, the catch here is that mechanical heart is hooked up to a device that shows that it's going down.
Right. It's like a power level.
It's like a power, what do you call it? A power source or a battery pack.
Yeah, it's a battery pack. And the little lights are indicating how much power you got. And once those lights are done with,
lights out for
forget
everything.
about it. The movie's really over.
Yeah, exactly. We can't have that because we already paid our money. We got like an hour, 15 minutes more movie to go.
I would have been super pissed off. Yeah.
So he better go out there, like, find something to keep him alive. Now, Dwight Yoakam returns as
Dwight, he returns as Doc Miles. Doc
Miles,
yes.
Yeah. And in the last movie, he was a doctor who told him how to keep his adrenaline up.
This guy was his personal Google. He had all the answers,
everything.
Whatever you needed for everything.
And now in this movie, apparently they say, hey, this movie's crazy. Why not make him a heart surgeon?
Exactly.
And he says, all right, hey, Chev, you know something? It's like, all right, I know about that heart, that mechanical heart you got. What you got to do to keep that power pack up, you got to keep yourself electronically stimulated.
Right.
You gotta like grab electronic things. You gotta rub yourself up against people. To
Rub
keep
up against old broads,
old women to keep
anything
your
you
static
can find.
electricity
That's
up.
right. This guy is a MacGyver. He has all the answers.
Now, so we get an example of that when he's driving down the street
Mm-hmm.
and these guys are trying to race him. He hits something, it flies out that car, and he looks and sees that his power pack is low, and he says, "You know what, guys? I ain't gonna race you, but you can give me a jump." And they're like, "Jump!" And he's
And of course, the guys get out the jumper cables like no big deal. Like, all right, your car is kind of fucked, but all right.
we don't know what to do.
Yeah.
But he ain't trying to jump his car. He takes those jumper cables, puts one on his tongue, puts another on one of his nipples. Hey, start it up, guys. And they say, "Yeah." And that's from
Power up.
He's like, "Yeah, ah!"
Damn, dog, you good, S.A.?
Never better. You wanna give me a jump? Just, man.
And then from that point on, the editing gets crazy.
Oh,
the
yeah.
movie gets crazy. As if we thought the movie was crazy
The
enough.
entire cast and crew and the director got fucking charged up from that battery, apparently, because Jesus Christ, this movie just went insane.
Yeah, because after that scene, I'm seriously serious. After that one scene, he's up and running down the street.
Oh, yeah.
And what we get after that, we get him electrocuting himself several times. He's beating up whorehouses.
Oh, yeah.
He's going into strip joints and causing all kind of ruckus. He's taking on Mexican gangs,
Yeah.
black gay biker gangs.
That's right. Everyone and anyone.
There's a guy with his head in a jar. All kind of crazy shit is in this, man.
Exactly. And that's what I loved about it. It contained everything I've always wanted to see in one of these crazy-ass action movies, and let alone it kicked ass. It kept on punching me in my head. Every time I thought, okay, there's a moment here where it's just going to get too ridiculous, too crazy. No, it makes up for it and just kick-ass cinema. And Jesus Christ, dude, I've never seen so many naked chicks running around with guns in a long while. I know some movies have tried, but a lot of them failed. And this one, oh boy, everything gets amped up in this film, and I love every second of it. And not only that, we get some fucking kick-ass sex scenes with Amy Smart. Woo! I love that girl. I love her. I love her.
Amy Smart returns as his girlfriend Eve.
Right.
And in the last movie, to keep his adrenaline going, he had to have sex with her out in public.
Out in public.
And guess what?
And everyone was cheering on.
For some reason, I don't know how sex does it, but to keep that battery pack going, he has to have sex with her out in public.
And of course, it's at a race. It's at a racetrack. And oh my God! Not only do we get a wild and crazy ass sex scene, the craziest I've ever seen committed to a commercial film, but on top of that, I also get a horse cock. Horse cock
For no reason. I mean,
no
look,
reason.
they're at a racetrack.
Yeah.
And this movie's so crazy. You know, hey, some horse gonna show his dick, and that's exactly what happened.
I was
We
like,
won't say how. It
I don't
ain't-
want to see no horse giving sloppy seconds to Amy Smart, but oh my God.
But
I
it was a
like,
funny
whoa.
scene. It was funny how they put that horse penis in there.
It was. Oh, it was.
Man, Amy's smart. Look, a lot of people say, she could be hotter. She ain't that. But look,
Oh,
I
no.
don't
Are
know
you
what you're
kidding
talking
me?
about.
Yeah, those-
she goes to this movie with tape on her nipples, and she just looks like that good kind of trashy.
Oh my God! You could throw all kind. You could throw lettuce on top of her head, and she'll still look fucking hot. I mean, she is the all-American girl, if you ask me, and I love it. I love her.
Oh yeah, this is the kind of girl that look like, hey, you know what? This is how I like my women right here. Nasty, just skankish,
dirty feet and everything.
Oh
Woo!
yeah, just she look like something just walked out of trailer park,
I
but
love
in a nice way.
Somebody put a ribbon on her.
Yeah, I
ass.
want to put her on my mayonnaise sandwich and just eat her ass up.
I want to put her on a dirty ashtray and lick her all over. Why do I have to be a robot?
But man, you know something? Not only does she return, but the movie just says, "Fuck it, we're gonna bring back as many people as we can." They
Oh.
bring back Efren Ramirez.
Yes, he
Who
comes
is-
back as Venus. Well, a character named Venus.
Yeah. Now, this is the guy. Everybody, okay, you saying Efren Ramirez? Pedro,
exactly.
Pedro
From Napoleon
Dynamite.
Exactly.
And he in the last movie he played like this really flaming gay guy.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he looked like a chick almost.
He did, yeah.
And so they killed him in that movie, but they said, "Hey, this guy got to work. We like him. We're gonna bring him back as
Exactly.
his brother."
Pedro never said no to nothing, so he's coming back. And oh my God, there is a great little montage that happens to explain how we're seeing him again, like why he's in the movie again, and it's awesome. It's that movie had me dancing